Good morning, CW Henry School. This is Miss Davis coming to you virtually to bring you another Black History Bite of the Day. Across the month of February, in honor of Black History Month, we're taking a few minutes each morning to listen and join a virtual conversation about some really important people in Black history. Because we know that Black history is American history. So it's our history, and it's really important to talk about across the entire year. Today, on February 5th, we're going to start by looking back at some of the people we learned about this week. And then I'm going to introduce to you the very important person in our current history and current times who we will talk about today. Let's dive in. So on Monday, we began our week learning about Richard R. Wright and what he did to create National Freedom Day. On Tuesday, we learned about Carter G. Woodson, who's also known as the father of Black history. On Wednesday, we came up to current times and talked about Stacey Abrams and her work to combat voter suppression in Georgia. And yesterday, we talked about Rosa Parks and the work she did to combat inequalities during the civil rights movement. Today, we are going to come forward in time to current history to talk about, drum roll please, Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, I hope that Kamala Harris is not a new person for you. She has been making recent history in our headlines across the country. But if you don't know as much about her early life and her professional career, how she got to become the vice president, we're going to spend a few minutes to talk about her this morning. Let's jump in. So Kamala Devi Harris was born on October 20th, 1964 in Oakland, California. That makes her 56 years old. She is the daughter of immigrants, meaning her parents were not born in the United States. Her father was from Jamaica and her mother was from India. Harris and her sister were raised in the San Francisco Bay Area of California on the West Coast. After high school, Harris attended Howard University, a historically Black college in Washington, D.C. She graduated in 1986 with a bachelor's degree in political science and economics. That's a picture of her on the right when she was a student at Howard. After Howard, she went on to earn a law degree in 1989 from the University of California Hastings College of the Law in San Francisco, the same place where she grew up. So let's learn a little bit more about what she's done professionally in her jobs. Well, she worked as a deputy district attorney in Oakland, California from 1990 to 1998. So she was always involved in the law. In 2003, she was elected to serve as the district attorney for San Francisco. If you don't know what a district attorney is, the district attorney is the head lawyer in charge of making sure that people who commit crimes are charged for them. She served in that role until she was elected the Attorney General or Chief Law Officer for the state of California in 2010. She was the first woman and the first Black person to hold this position. Wow. And that was only in the last 10 years or so. Well, she didn't stop there. She went on to run for a seat in the United States Senate in 2016, 5 years ago. During her campaign, she called for reforms to immigration and the criminal justice system. She also campaigned for an increase to the minimum wage. Harris won the Senate seat by nearly 3 million votes. And on the right there, you can see where her sitting there with her plaque that says Senator Harris. Well, she is no longer a senator, and that's because in August 2020, Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his vice presidential candidate for the 2020 election. This was the fourth time in our country's history that a woman appeared on a Democratic or Republican presidential ticket. We know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won the presidential election in November. So Kamala Harris officially became the Vice President of the United States, our current Vice President, on January 20th, 2021. She has conquered many milestones in her life and her career. Not only was she the first Black woman to be elected district attorney of San Francisco, she was also the first Black and South Asian woman elected as the California Attorney General. She was also the first Black woman and South Asian or Indian American woman on a major party ticket. That's not it. She was also the first female vice president of the United States, happening in January. And she's also the first graduate of a historically Black college or university to hold a seat in the White House. This has been your Black History Bite of the Day. It has been so much fun highlighting and sharing Black history with you across the week, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. That brings you to the end of today's Black History Bite. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.